It is Answer Is Partyline today here on KASM Radio. Answer Is Partyline today brought to you by Albany Area Hospital and Medical Center, Wimmer Opticians of St. Cloud, and the offices of the Central Minnesota Credit Union. It is Tuesday, January the 28th. We have a full studio, so many people here. We have Dennis Fuchs, Administrator with the Stearns County Soil and Water Conservation District. Also, we have Dave Rose, District Conservationist with the Natural Resources Conservation Service. We have Mark Lefebvre. He is the Nutrient Management Specialist. We also have Whitney Place. She is the Certification Program Coordinator from the Minnesota Department of Agriculture. Holy cow, we got a full house today. Good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
Morning. Hi there.
How's everybody keeping warm and toasty?
Well, we're inside.
So, you're inside? Is it okay for you here now?
That works.
I can adjust the temp if you want.
Nah.
You get a little chill, you let me know, okay, Dave? All right. What are we talking about today?
Well, I think the first thing we should talk about is the Farm Bill. It sounds like it's moving forward.
Vote tomorrow, right? Vote on it?
Tomorrow in the House.
Yep, tomorrow in the House, and then hopefully next week the Senate has an opportunity to take a look at it, and then hopefully President Obama will have a chance to sign it, and we'll have our Farm Bill for the next 5 years. Now, Dave, our Environmental Quality Incentive Program, that still is available, right? I mean, we've been using it and pushing it.
Yep,
and
that had authorization to run through this fiscal year through the end of September, so we were okay with that.
But our CRP, the Conservation Reserve Program, was put on hold. No activity could be done. So we've got quite a few folks on the list that are interested that we'll be working with now, including the folks that are looking at putting buffer strips along county ditches or other streams, surface water, tile inlets that are also possibly going to participate in the Minnesota Department of Ag's Water Quality Certification Program. And that's part of the reason why we've got Whitney and Mark here today is talk a little bit about the program. But then Whitney and a dairy farmer that's on the advisory committee and also the chair of the Stearns County SWCD board, Chuck Uphoff, will be joining us after the show to do a 30-second and a 60-second spot on the Water Quality Certification Program. So keep your ears open for that. We're excited about this program, and Mark is starting the kicking in high gear, and maybe I could have Mark just talk a little bit about the basics of that program and get more folks out there interested in participating. It's a voluntary program, and there is some programs available if you do have to do a better job, say with nutrient management, or if you have some feedlot runoff problems, we do have extra funds available to help you get certified for water quality certification. And I'll just have Mark briefly walk through some of the high points of the program.
Thanks, Dennis. It's really a good opportunity, I think, for our office to work with farmers and evaluate all their fields and all the crops they grow on those fields. And give them basically a score from 1 to 10. And it looks at the 6 different factors, the field physical characteristics, like the soils and slopes, then the nutrient management, like if they're applying manure or fertilizer and the rates and timings and placement, that kind of thing. Then their tillage practices, and then pest management practices would be the 4th. Which would be how they're managing weeds, insects, that kind of thing. And then if they are irrigating or there's tile drainage in the field. And then the final one would be what kind of conservation practices they currently have on the field or would like to install. So like Dennis said, the Farm Bill is very important, especially for like CRP buffer strips and that kind of thing. For us to really promote that and have farmers adopt that and increase their score on those fields, that's a really good option for them to get a payment on those acres.
So what are you basing the 1, 2 through 10 grading system as? What's your original comparison, I guess you might say?
Well, it's a water quality index that's been tweaked by the Department of Ag, Josh Stamper at Department of Ag. It's an NRCS index tool. So it evaluates, what they're currently doing and maybe what they would like to do. So if they agree to get to an 8.5 score, or if that's what they score at, that's kind of the threshold level to be certified. Mm-hmm. One component which is very unique about this program is there's regulatory certainty. So if a farm becomes certified, they would be exempt from any future regulations for a period of 10 years. So that's probably the most unique thing about this program. Beyond the part that you get sort of a grade of 1 to 10, to see where you fall.
It is KASM Radio. Midwest Machinery brought you your Market Update Minnesota Farm Network. Dennis, go ahead, get it off your chest there, would you?
Meow.
There you go. That's the signature sound of Dennis Fuchs.
All right.
Right?
And the reason why I do that is just to make sure that the folks that listen report back to me that they heard a meow during the show so that they're listening. You know, they don't talk about the Environmental Quality Incentive Program or the Water Quality Certification, but they do let me know when they hear a meow.
But it triggers their senses to focus in.
Yeah, start listening to the other things, not just a meow.
That's just
That's Dennis Fuchs from SWCD. We have Dave Rose. We have Mark Lefebvre from Mark Lefebvre is from SWCD, just like his shirt says. Dave is from NRCS, and we have Whitney Place. She is the Certification Program Coordinator from Minnesota Department of Agriculture. Before we went into the break, Mark Lefebvre, you were talking about one of 4 pilot programs that this area is involved with, right?
Yes, the project area that Mark's working on is the Middle Sauk, which is completely in the Sauk watershed and Stearns County portion of the state. But we also have 3 other pilot areas, and I was going to have Whitney just briefly describe where those are located in the state.
Well, when we were selecting our pilot areas, we wanted to cover a diverse geographic area of the state, but also to represent some of the different agricultural industries we have in the state. And so that was the basis for choosing our pilots. And so we have the Whiskey Creek pilot area, which is up in the Red River Valley, and that is being coordinated by the Buffalo Red River Watershed District. We have the Elm Creek Watershed, which spans 5 different counties down in southern Minnesota, and that is based in Martin County, and the pilot is being coordinated by a nonprofit down there called Rural Advantage. And then we have the Whitewater River Pilot Watershed, and that is over on the southeast part of the state in the Karst region, and that is being coordinated by a joint powers board of the Whitewater River. So in all of these areas, we have different kinds of agriculture. In the Sauk, we're really focusing on the dairy industry that you have here. And, in others, there are different geographic challenges, different kinds of agriculture, different kinds of livestock, different kinds of cropping systems. And so we're hoping we can get a good idea of how this program works in all of those areas.
So what you're saying, of these 4 pilot areas, Sauk River is the best. Is that what you're trying to say?
We really, really enjoy working with our Sauk River partners.
Very good. Very good. All right.
Good answer.
Mark, anything else you wanted to add before we went to the break? I had to cut you off there a little bit.
We're really looking forward to promoting this program. We're going to have a couple of open houses first week of March. So I guess look for those mailings. We're going to have some mailings and notifying people and just get the word out. And then we'd like to, have people sign up, basically just get their name on a list. And then we start evaluating their farms, working with them on that side of it.
Okay.
And like I said earlier, if we do identify some concerns with the producer, say nutrient management, or you got feedlot runoff problems or erosion problems, there are programs available to provide financial incentives to correct those problems and technical assistance to design and implement these conservation practices on your farm. So we do have a special pool of funds through the Environmental Quality Incentive Program, the NRCS program, of $750,000. That's $750,000. And we also have another $80,000 in state funds. Also, we've brought on an additional person to the SWCD staff, and that's Katie Winkleman. She formerly worked at the Benton SWCD, and she's going to be backfilling a lot of the work Mark was doing so that Mark can focus most of his energy on this program. And I think this is going to be a great opportunity for folks that think they've got a lot of their BMPs in in and applied on the field and ready to roll it out. And this will let them know for sure if they have enough to score to be certified. And 8.5 score is no pushover. We had to work with a lot of environmental groups here too, and we want to make sure that we are moving toward achieving our water quality goals for the state of Minnesota. And we can do that with our farmers out there. This is a voluntary program. But also I wanted to share with the listeners Golden Plump, one of our major poultry producers in the state of Minnesota, if not in the Midwest, is also a partner on the water quality certification program. And currently they're looking at the Middle Sauk pilot area as an area for the responsible crop certificate, which is a generic term they are using now until they develop a better one. But this responsible crop certificate is an opportunity for folks that do become certified that produce commodity crops. So if they got corn, soybeans in their rotation, they can receive a $5 to $10 an acre incentive from Golden Plump because of the environmental uplift that you're providing in being certified, which is just a fantastic means of getting private industry to back this program. And we're also going to be visiting with other folks in the private industry, the commodity groups, Minnesota Milk, and other folks to see if they'd be willing to provide additional incentives for farmers to become water quality certified. And I think the big thing here is it's a voluntary program designed by ag interests. When we put the advisory committee together for the water quality certification program, the Department of Ag selected a very diverse representation across the state from corn growers, soybean growers, milk producers, SWCD, myself was on there, and also the environmental interest to make sure that their voice was heard. So we tried to be very balanced with the approach, and I think we've got a heck of a program, and we're very excited to be part of the Middle Sauk. And I think Whitney could tell you that it was a lot of good applications. I'm not sure how many applications were submitted to the Minnesota Department of Ag, but we were very fortunate to be selected, and we have the special funds available to address and help these farmers get certified. So you're going to be hearing a lot about this program. And like I said earlier, Whitney's here to record a 60-second spot, a 30-second spot with Chuck Upoff, a dairy farmer by New Munich, who's participating in the program, also the SWCD chair, and also on our Middle Sauk Advisory Committee. I should mention that the advisory committee members includes Chuck Upoff, dairy farmer, SWCD supervisor, John Magus, a corn producer, soybean producer here in Stearns County, also former president of the Minnesota Corn Growers. We've got Matt Bruett, independent crop consultant. We got Ken Sheffers, a dairy farmer, and also Dan Martins, our extension agent for Morrison, Benton, and Stearns. So we got a very diverse group there that's going to help guide how we roll out the program in the Middle Sauk. And I think with their expertise and then what we learned from the other pilot areas, we're going to have a heck of a program. The ultimate goal is to roll this out statewide in a few years. When we collect all the information from the pilots, we hope to roll this out statewide. And we really do help farmers participate in this voluntary program because we need to improve our water quality, and this is the way to do it without regulations.
What's the time frame of farmers to sign up to get the incentives to become certified or to get the funding?
Well, we're taking signups right now.
Okay.
You know, we're just beginning the promotion process of getting the word out. And this is one way we're trying to do that. Mm-hmm. So it's just a matter of either calling us and getting your name on a list or stopping in our office. A lot of farmers come to the Farm Service Agency located right next to us. So if they're interested or have questions, give us a call or stop in our office and we can discuss it with them and take either a formal sign up so we can get their contact information. So and find if they're interested, then we can actually sign the official application form as well.
So no cutoff point right at the moment.
No,
right.
We'll be doing this over the next probably 2 years. So we've got some time, but we're just getting the materials now to roll it out full swing.
So that funding will be available throughout this whole time, or is it something where it has to be used or you lose it type of thing, or no, not necessarily?
Well, as far as the EQIP dollars, the our funding, the federal funding, is based on a fiscal year. So for this fiscal year, 2014, which runs through September 30th, we have, for each of the pilot watersheds, we have $750,000 set aside. So that's a significant investment on the part of NRCS for the success of the program. And, the way EQIP works is that you have to have, we can have a sign-up anytime. It's continuous sign-up, but we have ranking periods. And our first ranking period date is February 21st. So we have some time until that point, and then there will be 4 other ranking periods about a month apart after that one. And, which is this obviously is not the only thing that folks can sign up for with EQIP, but it's certainly one that we're very much supportive of, and that's the hot topic right now.
Okay, all right.
I wanted to talk, Brad, is that all right if I talk about something else?
You are welcome.
Well, it's kind of related.
Sure.
Okay. We've got the Conservation Tillage Conference coming up here February 18th and 19th. That's Tuesday, February 18th, Wednesday, February 19th. And that's going to be at the Holiday Inn and Suites right in St. Cloud. That's the first time this Conservation Tillage Conference is going to be held here in St. Cloud. And one of the things when you score for the Water Quality Certification Program is they take a look at the amount of crop residue that you leave on the surface. The more residue you leave on the surface, the better you score. And a lot of folks in central Minnesota are reluctant to leave too much crop residue on the surface because, it takes a little bit longer for your soil to warm up in the spring, and we understand that. But this Conservation Tillage Conference is going to bring farmers and speakers together that have made it work. And this is a great opportunity for folks to hear from the experts. And I'm not talking just University of Minnesota or North Dakota or South Dakota speakers. I'm talking about farmers that are making conservation tillage work on their farm. And this is going to be a great opportunity for folks to learn. And it's so close. It's right here in St. Cloud. It does. There is a registration fee associated with it, and it's $125 until February 4th, and then after February 4th, it's $155. You're going, oh my gosh, $125. My God, that's like 10 cases of beer, depending on the quality.
Depending on the beer.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, you could save that in a drop of a hat if you started minimizing passes across your field and leaving more crop residue out there. So I just want to quickly run over the program. It starts Tuesday, February 18th with registration. The keynote speaker starts at 8:30. That's Mark Seeley, a climatologist with the University of Minnesota. I'm sure a lot of you folks have already heard Mark in the past, but he does a fantastic job. And then there's going to be some breakout sessions and lunch, and then more breakout sessions. And the breakout sessions are going to be covering a lot of the ins and outs of conservation tillage. And that's where you can go to the appropriate session that's most appropriate for your type of farming operation. And that'll be throughout the day. And then that evening, on Tuesday evening from 5:30 to 9, they have a session called Beer and Bull. This is where you get to meet the folks that are exhibiting their products, and you can talk to them about their equipment, but it's also a great opportunity to have a beer and visit with a farmer that's implementing conservation tillage on their farm and ask them some questions that you didn't get a chance to have answered during their talk. And it also is a great opportunity to visit with the university folks, too, and myself. I hope to be there participating in the Beer and Bull because I'm good at both.
Sounds like you'd be spearheading the project then. Kind of.
Hey, you're too kind.
That's right.
And then the session continues on Wednesday, the 5th or 19th of February in the morning, and it closes up at about noon. They have a wrap-up closing keynote speaker. That'll be Blake Vince, Ontario strip-till farmer. And I'm very curious what he's got to share with folks. He's up in Ontario, which is even a little bit north of Minnesota. That's up in Canada.
Up there, there, yeah. Hey.
So excellent conference coming up. If you're interested, you can go www.tillitsconference.com, or you can call our office for more information, and we'll get you set up. But try to get registered before February 4th, and this is just a great opportunity to learn how to make conservation tillage work on your farm right here in central Minnesota. There is a session happening right after that, the Midwest...
Yeah, the Midwest Soil Health Summit, which is being sponsored by the Sustainable Farming Association, is having a conference in Alexandria. There's a little bit of a overlap there with the tillage conference that's being held February 19th and 20th at the Arrowwood Resort in Alexandria. And I don't happen to have... I was looking for an agenda, and I couldn't find a good agenda for that. But some of the speakers, the keynote speaker for this conference is going to be Gabe Brown of Brown's Ranch in North Dakota, and he's been doing no-till for over 2 decades on a 5,400-acre ranch, and he's had a tremendous amount of success, and he is an awesome speaker. If you haven't had a chance to listen to Gabe Brown's presentation, you will be wowed. And there was another, right after Gabe Brown, is another presentation by Richard Bieber, a producer from South Dakota. He's been doing no-till for over 27 years.
Does he know Justin Bieber?
God, I hope not. Gee, that sounded like an opinion, didn't it? Anyway. Other speakers that they've got on there is Kent Solberg is the Sustainable Farming Association's Livestock and Grazing Coordinator. He's going to be talking about cover crops. Wendy Tahiri, I know I butchered that, is a research microbiologist with the North Central Agricultural Research Lab, and she's going to be talking about cropping and the mycorrhiza in the soils, which has a lot to do with soil health. Ryan Stockwell of the National Wildlife Federation is going to be talking about the financial side of soil health practices on farms, which a lot of folks, that's going to be a big thing is, what's the financials for doing soil health. And then Jay Fuhrer is a counterpart of mine, a district conservationist with NRCS in Bismarck, North Dakota, and he has been working on this kind of stuff for soil health for oh, my gosh, his whole career. He really knows his stuff, too. So if you're interested in this particular conference, by all means, contact our office. I don't see a website to get to, but we can figure that out. So get a hold of us in the office, and we'll get some information.
All right.
I just got a text here from Jason Selvog in our office to remind the listeners that we have the dirt tapes, the recordings from the Onceres Partyline, and our weekly dirt tape Saturday morning updates are available either via Facebook or our website. So if you want to take a look at our website, go ahead and do a search for Stearns County SWCD, or you can just punch in the address, which is www.stearnscountyswcd.net. Did everybody get that? It's www.stearnscountyswcd. That's all one word. It's, caps or small caps or little letters or big letters. It doesn't make any difference.
Small caps. What are small caps?
They're
lowercase, you mean? Or?
They're smaller. They're harder to pull on your head.
Sorry, Dennis. Please continue.
That is hilarious. The hilarity. All right. And then also, if you're a friend of ours on Facebook, you'll be informed of when these tapes are updated. And it's just a great way to stay in touch with the programs. We try to keep it fresh with a lot of the various activities throughout our office. And I think we're getting some good feedback from the folks that are our friends, that they appreciate being informed of what's happening on the countryside. So just wanted to make sure your listeners knew that. Brad, what's so funny?
I'm just happy that you're here, Dennis. Yeah. You put a smile on my face.
I'm looking for a larger cap.
Yeah.
Hey, you got 3 minutes. What else would you like to talk about?
We should make mention that the Conservation Stewardship Program is still accepting applications through the 7th of February.
Okay.
So folks who are interested in that program, please contact us in the office. And our phone number, 320-251-7800, extension 3.
The Conservation Stewardship Program has been a great program for our producers in the county, especially those folks that already participated in the Environmental Quality Incentive Program, got a lot of their nutrient management, erosion control, and their feedlot runoff situations corrected. This is just a way to kick it up a notch and get rewarded for your efforts. And you talk to anybody that's participating in the Conservation Stewardship Program, and they'll give it 2 thumbs up. So if you haven't taken the opportunity to explore it in more detail, please do, because you're going to be pleasantly surprised. This program's out there and available to producers that know how to kick butt. And that's a lot of you guys out there.
Absolutely.
Meow.
Give us those phone numbers again, please.
320-251-7800, and we're at extension 3.
Perfect.
I won't give you the website again. You can just Google. Just Google it.
Just Google it.
Yeah,
All right.
Stearns County SWCD.
Mark Lefebvre, Dennis Fuchs, SWCD, Dave Rose from NRCS, and Whitney Place from the Minnesota Department of Agriculture. Thanks for your time this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brad.
Got a minute in front of 10. We'll have some news information coming up next.